Good afternoon, it's DJ Sweetly for Let the Youth Live. We're all about solutions to keeping our youth alive. Right now, we are in a nationwide emergency. We need to protect our young people from violence by whatever means necessary. Want to give a massive shout out to Praise Lord V. Big up to you. Shout out to Love from Mish. Big up to you as well. Now, if you're not already following us, please do so on all social platforms. We're Let the Youth Live. We're all about initiatives to keep our young people alive. We work with people, exceptional people across the whole of the UK. This is an issue that is affecting all of us. It's not just here where I am in London, although we have the biggest incidents of knife crime, along with youth violence. Shout out to Aaliyah and Jones Kana. Big up to you. And massive shout out to my girl Crystalla. How are you all doing today? Good to see you all. But yes, I've had a bit of a break. I'm back today. I've been very, very unwell. My youngest daughter as well has been really sick. She's got long COVID. But I've just been, still battling through. This is such an important issue. The death of our young people. Now, for anyone out there that doesn't know, right, our children are being preyed on, right? Parents, carers, you need to know this. You need to know, right? As soon as they step out that door, all right, there's people out there looking for them, all right, to exploit them, depending on their vulnerabilities, all right? Now, we're working with other people, like I said, with great initiatives to try and turn this around. All right, we want, emergency action from people because, who else is protecting our youth? And particularly from violence. Jones Kane is saying, I hope you're okay now. Oh, I'm better. I'm slightly better. But, the urgency of what's going on out there, all right? The fact that a lot of, organisations, the things they're working on, they're going to take a lot of years. But we're focusing on the here and now, all right? And whatever we can do with, the right people who have the same vision as us, all right? That things out there are bad, all right? Our kids, like I said, are being preyed on. And yeah, one of my things is really bad tickly cough, all right? So excuse me, all right, if I go into any coughing fits, but I've got my halls, soothers, I've got drinks, all right? So I'm just going to have a little drink, all right? But I'd love any one of you to come, or two of you, come up on the live. We want to hear from people. We want people to start, speaking out, right? I've only started doing it realistically in the last, say, year or so. And, that took, my friend Crystalla, giving me that talk. This is about our young people. This is about keeping them alive, all right? Now, the more of us that speak up, right, speak out about what's going on out here, what we're seeing. Because most of the incidents, right, they're not being reported on the news, right? There's not a clear picture on the TV of what's going on in each of our neighbourhoods, right? The reality is not out there in the widestream media, right? What they're showing us, things to put us in more fear so we can't actually, do what's necessary because we're so much in fear, all right? Now, that's what we don't want. We want to be proactive, which we are, all right? I'm going to take a few messages as well. Just bear with me because, like I said, I'm still recovering. I may have long COVID myself, so I've been getting a few kind of brain fog and not been able to focus, all right? But, well, let's read out some of this. Crystalla's saying, we're sick of knife crime. We are, right? Now, something I read recently, right? Why is it that in the UK, with all street fights, why are we still presuming that people haven't got knives on them? Can anybody answer that? Like, why is it? Right, just think of these people, like road rage, right? People, the things that are getting said in arguments, and the next thing, they're being stabbed to death, right? Why do people here not presume, right? That's something I would put out there to everyone. No matter what argument you're in, presume that somebody has got a knife. That other person, okay? And that will help your mindset, and that will help you in the argument, all right? Because we're seeing too many people, and excuse my long fringe as well. I'm waiting for my hairdresser to come today, and he better turn up, I tell you, because I can't see. Right, Crystalla's saying, yeah, exactly. Big up to City Dread as well. How you doing today? Militant T, massive shout out. Crystalla, it is, isn't it, my darling? I'd invite you up on the live, but I know your live's been blocked. Mine's just after 2 months. I just checked before I came on today, and both my other accounts, the lives are open again, right? So I think you might have to send the feedback like I did, and hopefully get your live back on. Ella Sunshine says, families and charities changed the law on joint enterprise, not the government. They at every point said the law was working. Wow. Now that's something, you know, that's another thing, right, that we need to get sorted, get system change for. Now, what I've realised, what it is that we're looking for, what we're demanding. Now, if you don't already know, people, we have a petition that we've got on change.org, right? Now, this petition, I said from the beginning, will be something that we add to as we go along this journey, all right? And as we accumulate the signatures, right? Because we want a Cobra meeting with the government whenever they fix themselves up and sort out the bloody palaver that's going on right now, right? We want a Cobra meeting. We want it as soon as possible. And at this Cobra meeting, so that is an emergency cabinet meeting, right, for the protection of our young people from violence, all right? Now, there's nothing in place, whether it be on TV, radio stations, social media, right? There is nothing to protect our young people from violence, right? Now, that would include, you know, the knife crime, the gun crime. There's nothing in place, right? Now, we need to change that. We have to get something in place. Please, right? I don't know, Crystalla, if you could put the link for the petition. I don't know if you can get it and put it on there. That'd be helpful, all right, my darling, or anybody else who knows the link for the petition that we're doing. Now, what I wanted to say today is I want to make some amendments to that. So where it was specifically to do with knife crime, right, it's now going to be more broader, because when we go for that cabinet meeting, I don't just want to demand law change just for knife crime, all right? It's going to be relating to the protection of our young people from violence. Now, somebody mentioned recently to me, I don't know if I talked about this before, that, you know, back when I was younger, when we were younger, you used to hear about these videos that you could get, which were called Faces of Death, right? But they were illegal, right? Now, the norm is our children can go anywhere and view the worst horrific violence, and there's nothing in place, nothing that stops them, nothing, like, it's just a free reign. They can do what they want. So at what point are we going to step in and protect them? Right, I'm going to take some messages. Allah Sunshine says, in relation to your earlier comment, families make the change. We need to be organised. Right, that's exactly right. You're bang on point, right? What we've discovered, okay, that not everybody who's out there, parents or carers or in the community, actually grasp this concept that we have to work together. And that means sharing each other's stuff. This means pushing the initiatives that we're doing, you know, signing petitions, working with the initiatives. If we haven't got money, you know, we just tell our friends about it. We get, you know, the awareness, right? Now, because of the wonderful people, right, who've joined this live over the last, I'd say that our last year, because we've been consistently doing these focused solution only based sessions online, right? Now, all of the solutions we know that will work have come from people like yourselves, right? Putting in the input. We've taken stuff on board. We've looked into things. We've researched, right? And we still have the same list. And this will be the list that we will be going to our Cobra meeting with, right? We know that that's what we need. And the reason being is the Cobra is the only place that we can get law changes in days. Other than that, we've got to go through the system, through the legal process, and we're looking at many, many years. Now, please put your hands up on the emojis, right? If, you know, you believe we can wait. Because I know me and Crystalla know we can't wait, right? This is something, we said this from the beginning of the year. This is the year we have action, right? I've been part in lots of campaigns, lots of marches, lots of initiatives, all right? They haven't listened. Doesn't matter how many people come on their marches, right? So we're trying a new way, a new avenue, right? And it is about the right people coming together who have the same vision, right? We can change the system. It's definitely, put it this way, I know we can change the system. The system has been set up for us to change it, for anybody to change it, even though they won't tell you that, okay? Let me take some messages. Sorry, I went off a bit on a tangent. Ella says, in relation to your earlier comment, families make the change, we need to be organised, right? So, what we're looking for is a community, parental, carer, army, right, who aren't messing about, right? We're not happy with people preying on our children, right? Whether they're our own children, whether they're the community's children, right? When you actually know the ins and outs of what's going, and I haven't got enough time today on this live to break everything down, all right? But please check out my recent interview series, okay? Because I promise you, it will be very helpful for a breakdown on all the different things that are increasing the knife crime, the violence of our children, and also the series finishes off with what you can do to help us at Let the Youth Live, help yourselves, and help other communities, okay? So please check out the link. It's in my bio. There's, at the moment, 3 parts, and I promise you, you will learn and find out things probably you didn't know, right? We hopefully will be doing another follow-on series, but please check that out, all right? Because then you can get more of an idea of what we're all up against. Because when you know the reality, okay, of who's preying on your kids, and even what the groomers, the tricks that they're doing to our kids as well, all right, to get them expelled from school. I've learned so much about all of this, and parents need to know it. We need to come together. Now, we may be starting a parent action group, okay? So anybody out there that's interested, okay, please get in touch. I'm already part of Parent Carer Network training, where we train up parents and carers. So far, we're in Southwark. They're going to be getting rolled out into every borough across London. But I'm envisioning this to be rolled out across nationwide, all right? Now, if it's something that interests you to get involved in, you get trained, you get paid to talk to parents as well, all right? So it's paid training. I can vouch for how wonderful it really is, all right? So if you just message us and I can give you further details. Right, so it is about getting organised. It's about getting the right people on board. We know instantly who the right people are because we don't have to repeat stuff to you. You're just on it, okay? So big up to all you people. You know who you are, all right? And we thank you. We're thankful, right, for everybody who's got on board, who's pushing this, because we're going to make a difference. We're going to make changes. Let me get back to the messages. I'm going to read through them all now, all right? Jones Kana says, I wonder why or who tells the person to pick up a knife. Well, there's so many factors, but it seems like it's like the culture now, right? And I talk about this in my online interview. The street culture, that is backed up everywhere. Music, media, TV, large platforms, record labels, they're all like, and somebody made a brilliant comment, I'm sure the last podcast that we did, with regards to the way people see a stabbing or the perception of a person who stabbed someone, right? So a lot of times they get ratings. They get respect for doing this, right? Because of the culture that we're in, right? Now, the lady who came on the live, she said, you know, imagine if, you know, like when people cuss people's mums and they go ballistic, right? Why is the same stigma not attached to carrying a knife, to handling a knife, to taking someone's life, right? So, I mean, that's something to think about. Praise Lord V says, it's not going to work your while. Guilt will always keel over to black demands. It's not going to work. You're white. Guilt will always kill over to black demands. Right, can you, I don't know if you said any more on that. Come on the live, because I'd like to understand what you mean by that, or just message just so I get an understanding, all right? More. Jones Kana says, Dad and Mum never said to. Yeah, this is the other thing. Now, you got to remember, kids are sponges. As soon as they hit a certain age, their friends, they've got their role models. That's who they're looking to, right? Who are their role models? Think of these rappers. Think like the record labels that are pushing, you know, people who've just come out of prison, people who've just stabbed someone. They've been caught with weapons and they're promoting that. Crystalla says, go on, sweetly, keep going, keep pushing. We have to, because if we don't, who is? We've looked around, we're listening, we're, you know, researching, and we've realised, right, that although there's a lot of money being pumped in, right, to opportunities, initiatives, right, we can't see any initiatives, any money being pushed into any action, right, with keeping our children safe to go to these bloody opportunities, go to the events, right, go to the park, go to the pub, right, we cannot guarantee that they're going to be safe. And this goes for not even just the youth. This is out of control, right? It's a massive issue, but they say the bigger the issue, the smaller the solution. We have the power, all right? And it's about parental, carer, community empowerment, realising we've got that power and pushing. Full stop, pushing and keep pushing. Now, Doc Johnson, shout out to you. Big up to you, 95. Sorry, I haven't gone down the messages. Big up to you. If you're still there, do you want to come up on the live? Praise Lord. Saying wrong again. Just educate white kids not to play in whatever. Right. Praise the Lord. Come on, man. Just press the requests. All right. Because believe you me, right, I've done my research, I know what's going on out here. Right, I know what's going on. Okay? You're still talking about a white system which pays us to sit around. Yeah, we're talking about changing that system. All right? Now, we're all about positivity. We're about action. And we're about doing. Right? We don't chat. And we certainly don't reel off negativity that's not going to push what we're doing. All right? So come on the live. Break down that comment for me. All right? Or come off the live. Okay? Right, let me go down. Yes, Crystalla. Right, I want to give a massive, massive salute to 9-5 for this one. All right. Now, thanks to 9-5, Crip. Please make sure, right, to follow him up. All right? Follow him up. He has gone ahead. He started the community helpline. All right? Now, we've got it posted up on our page. I think it's on our highlights. It's on our page. Take a note of the number. If anyone wants to put the number up, Crystalla, if you could do that, 9-5, all right? Now, this is for the community, right? This is for parents. This is advice. This is, you know, any kind of beef that's going on, de-escalation, beef squashing, right? Big up to 9-5. Now, this is something I thought of a helpline many years ago, all right? It's something that I wanted to do, but because where I'm at, kind of, I haven't been able to start that, and I am over the moon that 9-5 has taken that step. He's doing it. He's out there, right? The next step is we get more people in every area with these helplines, all right? So what you can do today, people, spread, right, that helpline number. Okay, right? This is to help people in our community. Let me have a look. Oh, big up to you, 9-5. Right, praise the Lord. Lovely negative comment again. Wow. Right, 9-5 says, you know I got to show support. Big up. Enough love to you. And like. You're with us. You're out here, right? You're showing action, right? Well, we can vouch for you, me and Crystalla. You are out here doing it, reaching out, yeah? Doing, right? And this is what we want more of you to do, right? Get past that, you know, the fear of doing it. We need you, right? We need all the decent people out here, the genuine ones, the real ones, right? The ones who are like, this is not right. This is not right. Alice saying, I will DM you later. Nalili, big up to you. Crystalla's saying, big up 9-5 and all he does. Yep, definitely. Make sure to follow him up. Big up to Genesis. Angel Delite. Enough love to you, my darling. Fear makes some carry because when you cross an area, you're not safe. Right, please tell me, where are our children safe? Because where I'm looking, the youth around here, they're not safe to go across the roads. They're not safe to go to the park. They're not safe to go to a party, right? They're not safe. Like, I can't think of a place that they're safe. They're not even safe in the youth club, right? They're not safe in any of these events, right? So what we're looking at is how we make them safe, right? I've suggested the patrols, right? But they have to be working together, community organisations with the police, all right? So that the police can be overseen because nobody trusts them. But the community, yeah, you know, they need protection if they're going out. The weapons that people are being done with, this is, you know what I mean? Community can't just be out, you know, normal civilians can't. Right, who's up on the live? We'll take a live. Just before I do, oh, it's Kels. Right, big up to you, Kels. 1 minute, I'll take you next. Right, I'm just going to read. Right, praise the Lord. Then you know I'm doing enough, I'm off. Right, see you later. City Dress says blessings and to sweetness. Big up to you. You know, big supporter, always supports the music. And that's the other thing, you know, if there's any artists out there, rappers, singers, producers, right? I can help you, all right? I'm about supporting, right? Global radio play, you know, freestyles, interviews. All right, so like, please pass that on as well. Please let people know, right? I've got opportunities for young people, right? It doesn't matter if they're based not in London. Yeah, Crystalla's saying we appreciate we're up against the system, right? And that's in response to the Lord TV or whatever his name is, right? We know, and what we're working on is system change, right? And I think, you know, if he'd done a bit of research, I could have given him a book to look at, and you would know that we can get that, right? For years, I didn't know all that. The only reason I'm here saying what I'm saying, I've researched, right? I've spoken. I know the specialists, right? I've come across those specialists. I know who, like the experts, right? I know what needs to be happening. Or I wouldn't be here saying, I wouldn't be saying what I'm saying. Angel Delite says, I was running my campaign with help 24/7. And I'm telling you, the mayor and police showed me the agenda after we had so much meetings. Oh, I'd love to hear more, Angel Delite, please. I really want to hear more about that. Crip says, 95 Crip, defo working together. Crystalla and Lisa are my people. Their fight is mine. I'm listening. And that's what it's all about, right? Is having, just knowing that we're about this, right? I mean, we don't ask for a lot in the way of, you know, like we're not these kind of people that are just, you know, chasing people. What you're doing, like, if we know you're real and we know that you're on it, we've got no reason to chase you up because you're just going to be coming with action, action after action after action. Big up to SE7. Crystalla says, yes, Angel, it takes a village, as they say, to raise a child. This is what UPP stand for. Yep, the United People's Party, all right, which is, 95 Crip. He's with them, he's part of them. Big up to Capri89, TLS community. 95 says, done no Crystalla, UPP, we know what to do. And this is the thing, I'm quite excited going forward, right? Because I know there's action, right? There's a lot of people out there, and this has been going on for years, and that's kind of why I got involved in all of this. That's exactly why I got involved. Right, I'm going to take these lives now, all right? Okay. Okay. Let's go. Right, I've added you both, so hopefully we'll get you both up, Kels and Angel Delite. Hey, you all right, Kels?
Hi, how are you?
Yeah, I'm feeling much better. Hi, Angel. How you doing?
Hi. I'm fine, thank you.
Right, thank you both for joining me, all right? So whereabouts are you both from? What areas?
North London.
You're North London. What about you, Angel?
I'm in Willesden now.
Willesden. Is that north as well?
Northwest.
Yeah. Okay. But yeah, things are just, it's shocking, but we need to be working together. So what was you saying, Angel, to do with the 24/7?
Okay, so I was running SOS, which is Save Our Sons.
Oh, wow. Amazing organisation.
Yeah, I've just pressed pause for now because of I've been traveling a lot. So right now I shouldn't even be in the country. Apart from that, I had a 24-hour service whereby, for example, if a mother is distressed and she can't find her son, she could call me at any time through Instagram and let me know, you know, her fears. I'll give her ideas of where he could be, for example.
Yes.
The children, they would contact me if they're afraid in their area, suicidal issues as well from being on the road, you know, fears of being on the road. As I was saying, the fear and concern of not carrying something, what can happen to you, just being there without any arms for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Fear of even walking in an area, even if you're on your way to work.
Yeah.
The fact that the job centre and the council building is in the rival area
Yeah.
and you live in that
And
area,
they've got to go or they don't get any money.
there's a lot of confusion with borderlines. People don't understand the borders and lines
Yeah.
and what it's like to be G-checked. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I also, when police come around to search children, I come out and I make sure they're okay during the search. So if they're
Brilliant.
nervous about being searched, I can independently ask, have you got anything on you? You have, like, talk to me.
Yes.
Okay, I'll help you get through this in a more calm manner. Because I have seen police chase down children, throw
I've
them
seen
down
it.
to the ground, you know, somebody.
They're up against that as well. So not only you've got the being stabbed, the being attacked, and then you've got the police. Like,
Yeah,
I know kids who won't go out for
yeah,
being stopped because
yeah,
they can't take it, and it's
yeah.
giving them anxiety.
A lot of this is something I addressed with the police many times when we had meetings. I had meetings with the mayor, the police, and the council. And I'm going to be so honest. I just have to speak the truth for what it is.
Please, yeah, please.
I've
Darling.
come to Welwyn Garden City with two
Yeah.
sides to this area. Welwyn Garden City was just almost as bad for us because we were the only black people in the area. We used to get a lot of little attacks left, right, and centre. There were times where I even feared for my sons because let's say go into the shop, they would have people say, "What are you people doing here?" You know, they would have people threatening, "We're going to kill your little brother." You know, he's walking with his 2-year-old brother. They've just gone to the shop freely and they've had attacks like that. So I've always had to be protective and literally protect my children. So I moved from a nice, beautiful home to come and live here. And we've practically, should I say, downsized our life to feel safer. And then we're around our people.
Yeah.
And we've come with another issue whereby within a few years or a few months, there's a big difference. But where I'm going to talk in clearance is parents need to stop separating themselves from their children. You don't send your children to school in an area you're not aware of. You have to get out there and be known by the community so they know not to play with your children in the wrong manner. Yeah. Because one thing I started to do is let my presence be known. I'm not a bad girl, but I'm bad if I have to be. So they're aware of mummy there, so they don't play with my children. So my children, honestly, are free. They can walk up and down. They can go anywhere they want. They can come back if they want to come back at whatever time. They just choose to stay home. Yeah. But the reason why my children have that freedom is because when I started to see certain things happening where children were trying to bring my children into the wrong thing, I will go out there. Yeah. If I heard, oh, this, that, barefooted, I'm going out there and we're going to have that conversation. My child, are you sure? So I've implemented that, and I've also implemented love. So the children in the area turn to me when they want guidance, support, and to get out. When they want to get out of that life, they come to me. So I think parents need to stop just living for themselves, going to work, and just ignoring the fact that their child is in an unsafe place. They need to communicate with the youth in the area, because a lot of them have said to me, my mum sees me but doesn't see me. My dad the same. Wow. I had mum like you. Who pays attention, asks me how I'm doing, how I'm feeling, what's my next step, what would I like to do, what would I prefer to do, what could I do to make my life change from where I am? Is there hope for me? So
hope is a big one.
I think us parents need to be parents to every child.
That's exactly right.
So our children are then safe, because then there's respect for your child. I know there's times that was at your house could have hurt your child, or you hear of friend killers and stuff, but majority of the times, if parents build relationships with the youth in the area, we're all safe. Because there's times where those children have saved my life. When I've collapsed on the road, I've been sick and couldn't walk, and they've been amazing. Mummy, do you want any help with the bags? I can't carry shopping bags. They will run across. Do you need any help? If they're smoking, they even put it, they're like, And I'm like, were you just smoking? And, you know, I'll make a joke with them and keep going about my business. But there's a lot of respect. And
Yeah.
they're
And
not
I
all
was
bad.
surprised because you're amazing what you're doing, and I'm thankful that you're there in your area. You know, like, we need more. We need, and I'm part of an initiative. I don't know if you heard earlier. So it's called Parent Carer Champions, right? And it's going to be rolled out in every borough, and it's about educating parents. But you see what you've just told me, right? I'm going to be going armed with that knowledge, your input, all right? Because you're bang on, right? What parents, and a lot of parents, like you say, they're burying their head in the sand. They're not like aware of what's going on. Because I'm sure when they are aware properly and it's broken down, because I think a lot of times it needs to be broken down in a way that they understand how at risk our children are.
Yes,
How
they're
they're not
not
seeing big
addicts.
picture. And what you mentioned about the boundary things, like you've added to what I'd already been thinking, right?
Okay.
And you're, you know, I think it's amazing, the SOS. Is that still, you still going with that?
Yeah. So I've got like a minibus, 16-seater, whereby I will take them
Brilliant.
out and about, and I take them sometimes to like races, you know, like the speeding racing cars, not the
Oh, wicked,
not the
yeah.
I'll take them everywhere. Like, if you want to go out for the day to the seaside, come on, jump in, let's go. Just give them a bit of peace in their life where they don't have to really be on edge all the time, panic, you know? Let's go
Yes.
somewhere
Because they
else.
need that as well. It's like, even though like I'm stressing the importance of, we need to stop, you know what I mean? We've got to do something, some mad action to keep them alive while
Yeah.
we're doing the old, right. I don't know if you know that the public health approach now is in action, right? I don't know if you know that, right? With in regards to the health approach, trauma approach, the violence reduction unit. I don't know
Yeah.
how much you know about all of that, right? So,
No, quite a bit, but I'm gonna say the mayor he needs, sorry to say this, but
right.
he needs to get the hell out of there. He is
I've never
wasting
even got to
our,
speak to him. Do you know how many times I've said, meeting, I want to
sorry.
speak to you, mate? Nothing.
He is honestly wasting our valuable
Right.
living space. Yeah. He is not actually actively interested in doing anything.
No.
For many
It's
years
all to
now,
look good.
yes, for many years he has said, don't worry, I've got things in place. And that's
Don't
direct.
listen to that.
That's directly
Everybody,
to
don't listen. Yeah, like when
Oh,
they say things are in place,
Kelsey.
it's fine. It's going really well. Just look at the actual reality,
Hold
right?
up.
We're in trouble right now. We
Kelsey,
need to fix this.
talk ahead. I'm going to be quiet so you can have a word.
Yeah.
I'm saying it's so great that you're helping the youth, man, because not a lot of people do this for the youth side. It's great that some people like both of you helping people in the community and
Yes, yeah.
stopping knife crime and all of that.
Oh,
It's
thank you. And you're amazing too, because you speak out a lot about mental health, don't you? Do a lot.
yeah.
You're an artist as well, and you've been on some of my music shows, haven't you, Kels?
Yeah. I try and inspire people, and I got a message today saying you've inspired me with my life, so that made me feel good. So
Yeah, big up to you, all right? Big up, like everybody who's trying a thing, right? Right now, at this point in the world, right? We need this.
Yeah.
We've got to work together, right? Going forward, Angel, I am going to push everything that you're doing. So please, you know, send me any video, anything you want promoted, right? Anything we can do to help, right?
Yeah. I'll
Any,
give you more information secretly as well, because there's a lot,
yes,
obviously, years of content.
yes,
And
of
also,
course.
the other thing I just want to say, if there's anybody who's willing, what I usually do with people who come to me suicidal, let's say from maybe the dangerous situation they're in, the only way out they feel is to take their life.
Yeah.
So I usually say, I cannot meet you privately, but meet me at my nearest hospital and I'll meet you there. Yeah. So if anybody's out there who would like to also provide that as a safety net for someone, let me know, because I need more people, because I'm never,
because that's a critical time.
Yeah. So I get a lot of those, a lot.
Wow, amazing that you're
Yeah.
out there doing that. But
You ever have shows like for like musicians, like shows in your community, like
Yeah.
people go and perform? Like if I wanted to come and perform for the people, like
Yeah.
yeah,
I'm gonna contact you, Kels. I've got some stuff that you can definitely jump on. I usually do artist interviews on my lives, but as I said,
oh
just
wow, I didn't realise you did as
yeah,
well. Yeah,
I used to do it every single day, but as I said, because I've been traveling a lot, I'll get you connected to some other people so you guys can also get some of my people on
yeah,
board, whatever you want to do.
yeah.
uh,
And I'll start watching your yeah into the interviews and that, because I may be able to support some of the artists as well.
Okay,
So
that's
yeah,
great. That's
but it's
great.
about working together, and like straight away, like I can tell both of you, you're just on this. You know what's going on. You know something needs to happen, and we've got to get more carers, parents, community members to stand up and go, right,
Yeah.
get involved. All right.
The-
So today you've actually, Angel, you've put out a few, help messages, like if people want to help with the suicide,
yeah.
getting on board with, being part of that. I
Mm,
know 95 Crip as well. I saw he'd written on here as well. He
okay.
definitely wants to connect with you. He's
Okay.
doing amazing work, not only Peckham sides where I am,
All right.
but he's working with a lot of people like right across London and other places outside of London as well.
Mm-hmm. 95, you can DM me because I can't see the comments, by the way. They stopped coming along as I joined
Yes.
up. So.
so much for having me on, and you all have a great day.
You
Oh,
too,
thank you for
Kels.
blessing us today.
All
All
right.
right.
Love, Kels. Thank you.
All
Thank
right.
you. Bye.
Take care. All right. Thank you.
Yeah,
Oh,
even government funding, a lot of the times they made us fill out so many forms for
yeah.
different things that I was going to do. I had a hub which I was going to open to, first of all, teach youth to drive responsibly and have
Wow. I love that.
licenses. So I was going to have a simulator system where they can actually practice at
Oh my
the
God, that'd be wicked. I could have done with one of them.
yeah. I wanted to teach them how to drive
I love that.
in
I
a
love
quiet,
that.
calm surrounding, give them a head start before they take their test, because some of them have anxiety. And then also in that hub, I wanted to do a lot of other things like mentoring, communicating about what to do in any situation. Also
Yes.
defense classes so that you don't, you feel untouchable when you're good at martial arts. So you don't
Yes.
actually feel like you need to carry a weapon because you know how to disarm. So
Yes.
things like that I wanted to kind of have in the hub and stuff. I showed them everything.
Yeah.
They've used every single application saying, oh, this grant has now been taken off every time.
Oh
So
my
they would
God.
ask me, do you want to join? Do you want to? So I actually independently used, at the time I was healing from surgery, I used my benefit money to fund everything I was doing. So every week we would
That's
actually,
dedication, man.
yeah, we would negotiate in the house. This is what we're eating for this month.
Yeah.
Are we all right with that?
That's what
Yes,
it's
Mum.
like, though. I know so many people like us. Same thing, right?
It's the budget used to be in the least just to kind of get things done. And then we traveled mainland as well with my sons, We'd go up and down mainland and speak to different gangs, different areas, starting from Manchester, coming all the way down, and then going to schools sometimes as well. That's another problem I'm going to tell you because I'm a social worker. I work with schools.
Oh, wow,
When
social worker as well. Wow.
yeah,
Yes.
so I've been a social worker for like 27 years plus, but I stopped doing the job. So I used my qualifications for the best of what I can do for communities. So just to show you the ignorance and the lack of support comes from the high end of the spectrum. So schools, if I tell you I applied to about 30 schools to ask if I could come in for the day,
Tell me
even
about it.
an assembly to speak to the youth about being groomed, county, like, just what to
Yeah.
avoid, how to be careful, how to say no without insulting or
Things they need to know. Yeah.
how many of the schools replied and said, come
I
in?
reckon hardly any. Because we've had.
One.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So
Not surprising, but yeah.
and the ones that did reply, the replies were very nonchalant. It wasn't important.
Like,
So,
they haven't got them issues. They
so,
haven't seen anything like that.
so
Doesn't
when,
affect their school.
right. So I started to get internal listings of children going missing. And guess what? Majority of them were from the schools that I applied for. I said, do you remember saying you don't have an actual problem in the system with youth being taken to certain counties to be, used for certain purposes?
Yeah.
Okay. There was no comment, but I just had to let them know that I'm aware. So a lot of these things, as I said, I did a lot of groundwork myself. I would actually stay in a hotel in another county and wake up in the morning and start from the beginning, going all the way back. So I worked from the top, coming back to London, back home. I saw a lot. Yeah, physically saw a lot. Like, even the idea of going to, like, people who are on the street and communicating with them and knowing that they are really about that life.
Yeah.
I'm just going to say this for everybody to be aware. They're very, very respectable, nice people. The mannerism comes from your mannerism as well sometimes. How you communicate is what you get right back. Because
yes,
if I'm approaching you as a woman who's got manners and respect and love, and as a mother, no matter how old you are, you could be in your 30s, we're going to be okay. It's going to be dialogue. So they have often shown me so much love. Like, we spent practically the day together.
Oh.
No problem. And, we've left each other with good note, When I'm ready to change my life, I know where to go. I'm coming. I'm going to not call your side, I'm going to contact SOS.
Yes.
So I've had a lot of those calls to say I'm ready to come off the street. Yeah. So, yeah, we just need to definitely keep going. I don't hear negative and I don't see negative. So anybody's got anything negative to say, like as you do, you just respond to them with respect and manners and love. Because if you don't know how to not get your point across and take it like a big grown person and be humble, then we're not on the same level.
Yes.
That's it. So even with what you're doing, you're gonna get a lot of stuff. Oh, you're white. What do you know about black people's problems? Well, guess what? If we're working together, then it's quite good that I can jump on your back and you can jump on mine then.
Exactly. And different perspectives as well. And everybody has something to bring, don't they? And that's what you discover.
Yeah, because if you're speaking for the issue, then you're aware of something. You didn't just wake up out of your white people's bed. This is stupid. It doesn't make any sense.
For me, it was more like I knew there was issues. I've suffered with really bad anxiety. I had bad depression. But I've always supported people doing stuff in the community, and then it got to a point like I was thinking, well, hang on, there's a lot of people doing a lot of stuff, supposedly. But nothing's changed.
Yeah.
So I better start looking into this a bit deeper and find out what's going on. And the more and more and more I'm learning, it's just more and more shocking. But I know that the law, if we have to change the system, and that will come about if we all work together.
Yeah, we have to.
Without a doubt, that will come together.
We have to join forces, because what people forget is, me as a black woman, you as a white woman, the only thing that's standing in front of us is color. But when we're initiating movements and we work together, we blend. So we're now a blended organization.
Yes.
Therefore, it's not discriminated, because it's actually got a balance. So if it's one or the other, that's when we can have an actual division. But if it's the two of us, it's together and it's more solid, because you coming with yours, me coming with mine, and we meet, not even just in the middle, but we blend.
Yes.
There's more room to stand, because that's when they see this is serious. If it's just us coming and we're coming to a team of people who are one of a kind, they can be a little bit biased just based on the fact that they're unaware of us. But we bring somebody who's aware of us, more likely to stand. And that's where people are going wrong. They're failing to see the bigger picture.
Yeah.
Which
And
is,
there is a big picture here. Yeah.
it's not,
And
it's not single.
no.
It's for all of us.
Hmm.
Because you're not safe if I'm not safe.
No.
Yeah.
No, I don't think anybody's children are safe out here
Yeah.
with what's going on.
Yeah. Because if you're my neighbor, this doesn't matter now about what color you are and what color I am. We're actually coming from the same street. We'll stop.
Yes. Yeah. It's our communities, our children.
Right. So I just feel like when it comes to this specific thing, color has absolutely nothing to do with it. Because I can guarantee if I look at your friends list, there's no such thing as just, like your own kind.
It's people, decent people.
Thank you. So it's just like saying, you're not allowed to play with us. Don't people find that very offensive?
Yeah.
Why offend people if you want to be taken seriously? So who expect to hear you? Because your people are not hearing you.
Yeah.
Right. So therefore, that's where the problem really is. If your people are not hearing you and they're out there, because I can tell you, even with the campaign, most of my own people who are in this predicament, who have children who are in that position, they were not the supporters.
No. It's shocking who the supporters end up being, isn't it?
From experience, that's what I'm thinking about.
Yes.
So it's who comes when you make that phone call. And who are you calling? That's the question. Who are you
exactly.
calling?
Who are you calling and who comes? Who's coming? Yeah.
That's right.
And that's where you can see who the real ones are.
That's all that counts.
Yeah. And we just go with the real ones, the ones we don't have to break things down, explain things to them, explain why we need to do. No.
Because that's what keeps happening. I keep hearing this whole thing of color. In this whole thing, you're gonna go to school. Who are you talking to? You don't even know. You're on the phone.
Yeah.
So it's the same thing. Who is it that you're trying to get to hear you? It's the other side. Who is the other side? You have no idea, but you're still calling on them though. So you can't say that. And just as well, even the police. There's some police people who they've been amazing, absolutely amazing. They trust me. Like I've gone to them and said this, and they're like, you know what? We didn't even think of that. Like I brought up the issue of strip searching. That you're forgetting some of these children are traumatized from being RAP.
Yes. Yeah.
You don't know that. So when he's getting angry, acting away, you're thinking it's because he doesn't like you because you're scum. Listen, no.
What's gone on? Yeah.
Some of them have been through other issues. So you need to take time. And some of them have said, you know what? We never even thought of that. So it's like, you even telling us this, respect that, because now I can see why I've had certain reactions when I've acted a certain way. And I'm like, why are you getting angry? But because he's around these people, it me. So a breakdown is all somebody needs in order for...
Yeah, just so they have a different perspective to be able to have that understanding. Instead of the presumption, oh, it's this. And we do need more of that, more understanding, more breaking it down.
Yeah, it's important and it's okay. We can't...
I've just seen a comment from Sexy Kim that says, Angel, that's awesome. Keep the good work up. Yeah, she's certainly amazing.
Guys, thank you, Kim. Thank you.
Crystalla's saying, let's join, let's build, let's be one for the change. Yep. She's saying, yes, ladies. Big up to everyone locked in. Crystalla's saying she works in CSE and CCE. She's been doing that for a very long time out here supporting young people. Very passionate, part of Let the Youth Live. Yeah, fully on it with us, like fully pushing.
Just want to ask, are you okay with, let's say, for example, the days out with the young men?
Yeah.
Would you be okay to jump with me one of the 2 times to take them out for the day, like a beach day out?
Yeah, I'd be up for that.
Okay, that would be great.
Definitely. I would.
All right, then we can organize something internally, because that would be really nice to have somebody on the team to just have a nice day on the beach or something.
Yes. No, I would absolutely love that. Thank you for the invite.
No, that's good.
And just thank you for coming up on the live, because I'm sure I followed you on Facebook for many years.
Yeah,
I'm sure I have.
We've been friends, yeah.
Yeah.
And
you
I've
look
seen
so young as well.
Thank you. I've seen you so many times. I've even been on your lives, you know. But
The
I think
DJ.
our Instagrams have been bouncing us off. You know, some of our friends are getting blocked and we don't know.
Yeah, because mine
I've
keeps.
removed.
Yeah.
I've added you so many times because I've been on lots of lives.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's the other page as well. So even just now, I realized, why am I not even following you now? That's because I've been bounced off again. So.
Yeah. And this is what it does. You know what I mean? We're up against it, especially this social media thing, which is definitely not for what we're trying to do. Right?
They're not. I'm shadow banned even now. So, like, there's a lot of people here that you can't see because I'm shadow banned.
Okay. Yes.
From my page, but I can see that from my app. So I've had to install another phone just to see.
Bloody hell.
Crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Just for speaking the truth.
I've got a friend, and I can't even mention him. It goes, you can't mention this person because they've told too much truth. Like,
that's like genius as well. Oh my God, he's had like thousands and thousands of videos removed or flagged.
That's got to be him. What, Dan?
Yeah. Yes, Dan. Daddy's very naughty. That's him. That's him.
That's funny.
But it's really good. Thank you as well for having this and continuing forward and not giving up.
Yeah. Because I've had a little break, but because I've been so ill. But you know, it's like every week I write notes of things that come into my head that I want to talk about, right? And I've done all them notes for like the last 6 weeks. I haven't been on. I've got stacks. Like, so what I'm going to try and do is like what we did last summer, me and Crystalla, we're going to try, once she gets back on the live as well, because she's blocked, just try and do it more frequent, right, during the week, even if it's not as long.
Yeah.
But we just, because, you know, we need to be speaking about this every week. I mean, we were doing the initiative. This is another thing I want to start back up again, because I truly believe in it. Initiative that Crystalla had come up with, copying like the government and making noise on our doorstep. Just a minute of noise, just going, no, we're not putting up with this. We want an emergency meeting. Doesn't require people to do a lot. Take a video, right? And then we demand, but it means that will be the biggest opportunity for people to show that we can work together.
Yeah.
Right? We could literally, if we could do it, and I'm talking across the whole of the UK, I'm not just talking just in London, right?
Yeah. Everybody at once.
Yes, because what we were doing every Sunday, 4 o'clock, we were doing it. But we found it, a lot of people just didn't, they were watching us do it, but they weren't
participating.
Yeah, I mean, my neighbours did me proud. Oh my God, every week, mate, they came out. They were with saucepans, banging, banners.
It's good because if everybody could sit there and say, clap for the NHS, I don't understand.
Exactly.
You can't
clap for the youth we're losing.
Yeah, you can't clap for the youth to have a better life so that they can be better adults, no?
Exactly. And protecting them, give them a life, let them have some fun, like they should be. Children should be able to have fun, parties, have a life.
Yeah, I mean, I even said that when I do my hub, my hub would be secure because they have to be registered to be able to come in. They can't just walk in like play center.
Yes.
You have to be registered and I'm accountable for them. Yeah. So when I have teen scene parties, because I asked all the youth everywhere, what would you like? And they were telling me what they would want, what they missed, what they would love to have in life. And I do roller skating like in the evenings on a Tuesday.
I haven't done that for years.
Yeah, roller skating. So everybody parties, you know, for the evening. And they have it in the summer holiday. In any holiday, they have it for the youth early as well. So you find that the youth meet up, you know, like back in the days, the youth meet up, they'll be holding the girls' hands and skating
Yeah.
together and dancing to music. It's like the old days.
Nice.
Like,
Yes.
it's
Take it
so
back to old school, isn't it?
different. Exactly. And I said I would have a teen scene club because where I'm from in Zimbabwe, they have nightclubs, just like here. But in the afternoon on a Saturday, they have teen scene. So
Yeah.
it's teenager session. So
Wow.
all
Yeah.
teenagers all across town
Yeah.
come to party in the afternoon, and in the evening
Oh,
it's the adults' time. They don't miss or want for anything because
no, because they're having
they
that, aren't
get
they?
that social time and they're safe. And we don't have knife crime. We don't have any knife crime. We don't have any. So just to show
Oh,
you that.
that's a good, yeah, good example. Yeah.
Right. So when I even suggested having teen scene, they were like, "Oh, I'd love that. We don't really get to be happy." And I said, "You know, when I do it, I can't just have anybody come there, and I can't just have anybody show up for somebody else and all
No.
that stuff that
Yeah,
comes
because
with."
that you can't. Yeah.
So I've worked a strategy. I've come up with a strategy. I can't say it, but
Yeah.
believe me, it's there.
Yeah.
So
I believe it.
I'm
You're on
talking,
this.
yeah, I'm talking coaches getting involved in all sorts. So they're protected, they're free, they're comfortable, they're happy, and it's going to be consistent. It's going to be every single week without fail. So just to say, like, there will
That's
be,
exciting.
yeah, it will lessen the height of madness because majority of the youth that I've worked with closely to hear what it is that they're afraid of.
Mhm.
They've spoken to me openly. They've handed in weapons. They've let go, and they've love is lacking, and that's also love from a lady. So some
Yes.
of
Yeah.
them found a girlfriend now, and they've gone and had children, and they've moved away, and they're happy.
Mhm.
No more stress. They're content,
Yes.
because that
That's
is lacking.
nice.
You spend 24 hours,
Mhm.
7 days a week with guys. Where's the love, the
Mhm.
inner, where your heart actually beats fast
Yeah.
for someone, and you just do little somersaults
Yeah.
inside? It's just, he just smiled at me. They don't have that.
Nice. Yeah.
They need some of
That
that.
bit of needs. Yeah. Definitely. They deserve that, don't they? And it's just, yeah, it's a sad state of affairs that they're not, but we can make change, and you certainly are making changes. I'm really proud of you. Just everything that you're doing, man, and I'm grateful and thankful for you, seriously.
Thank you
And
very
I
much.
can't wait to find out more about what you're doing.
Yes,
More, yeah, and just, yeah, really looking forward to working with you as well going forward.
no problem. Just DM me so that let me see. Yeah, I've got you. I just had to screenshot so that I won't forget. I will be in touch and we can always organize more. And even when
Yes.
I'm not around, there's always someone. There's always someone. Yeah.
Yeah. Brilliant.
So
What a pleasure to get you on today. And thank you. It's just been a real eye-opener as well. A
oh,
lot of the things you've touched on, things that, where I've been thinking, oh, like, I wonder how we could, and you've broken that down today.
you're
And
welcome.
things maybe I can, push forward myself as well when I'm speaking, to
Yeah.
people.
Sure, no
Uh,
problem. And
but
thank you everybody
bless
for
you,
listening.
all right?
Okay. I'll be in the comments. I'll just listen if you're still going to
Okay,
be.
my darling. Yeah, I'll just run through a few things and then I'll probably lock off.
I'm here.
Right, but thank you
Okay.
for joining us
No
today, all
problem.
right?
Take care.
Stay blessed, my darling.
All right. Bye.
Bye. Bye-bye. Oh, that was absolutely amazing. So wonderful to get Angel up on the live today. And I think everybody can agree, she's doing amazing work out there. Really, yeah, action, right? And it's about us joining together, right? Being that force to be reckoned with, all right? And turning it round for the youth, right? Turning it round. I don't know if anybody wants to join me up on the live. Probably be the last one. But I thought I'd tell you as well, people, what kind of, there's some good news. There's things I've been doing kind of behind the scenes, even though I've been ill. I went to the very first Violence Reduction Unit conference, the very first one that they've had. Now, what I discovered, the Violence Reduction Unit is basically a unit that's been set up that consists of specialists who are all going to work together. And this is something that they did in Scotland. And I don't know if everybody knows about Scotland, how they turned around their knife crime. They had the highest recorded knife crime in Europe, and I think the death rate as well. I think that's now gone to Sweden. Sweden have the biggest death rate for gun violence. And if I've got time, I'm going to speak a little bit about what they're attempting to do in Sweden. So Glasgow, very successful. They did the public health approach, which we've known about for many years. I've been on everybody's case, really, trying to find out why we didn't have the public health approach. When is it going to come here? Because they need to get law for it. Well, they got the law for it about 3 years ago. So they have started it. Right now, this public health approach will literally mean that at the end of 10 years, we will not have the same problems that we have right now. It's proven to work, but that is if it stays consistent. And I don't really trust the government that they'll supply all the funding and keep everything going for the next 10 years, but it's looking quite good at the minute, right? So I can safely say that at the moment, that's all in process. Big up to King Shizzle Sherlock. Yeah, I've got some of your tracks on the playlist. But yes, so we've got the public health approach in process, right? So I went to the big conference. I did 2 workshops there. So I did one on education, and I was very happy with what they're attempting to do with regards to education, because I've been extremely concerned about how we are going to stop exclusions, how we can do that soon. And I've looked into, oh, excuse me, I think right, with exclusions, I don't know if every person is aware of this, but literally the statistics are so high, the facts are staring everybody in the face. Kids who are excluded are preyed on. They 80% more likely to end up in prison, 80% more likely to end up in Prue's first and be groomed, right? Now, we need inclusive schools, which they're working on. But I don't know if people know the actual guidelines. There's no guidelines in places for schools at the moment. And this is what I've learned while I was doing my online interview. I had to do a bit of extra research, and I discovered that headmasters, headmistresses don't have actual guidelines that they're forced to look at with regards to children that have been groomed, have been caught, say, with drugs and weapons. They're just usually instantly just excluded. Now, there's a charity called Just for Kids Law. They are working on guidelines, and they're in the process of doing that. They should be happening pretty soon so that all schools have them. Now, the Home Office have told schools that they need to look at these guidelines. So that, I thought, was a very big positive, right? That could be starting to make a difference quite soon. The inclusive schools, they're getting a lot of funding. They're getting a lot of pushing. That's something I believe with this public health approach that we could see within 10 years, these inclusive schools, right? Which would provide incentives for schools to keep the young people in them, right? So that I'm quite kind of, at the conference, it was lots of information about that, lots of proof that that is happening, right? So I was, pretty happy going forward with education. Then we did parents and carers. Now, I'm not sure if I spoke earlier. I think I did mention it. Parent and carer champions. I went with them because the mayor has put a lot of money into these parent carer champions. What I must say is what they're doing is throwing a lot of money at things, lots of initiatives, but I feel that what's missing is the safety of our young people going to these things, right? So that's what I'm going to keep pushing. Any opportunities that I've got, any places I can speak out, I'm going to be saying that. I'm going to be, prioritizing that area because I know lots of initiatives are coming, lots of events, lots of opportunities, lots of things for the young people. But what's not coming is the keeping them safe right now, the patrols, the bleed control, right? So anyone who's locked in, what we need from you, okay, is we need help pushing the bleed control campaign, right? I haven't really got time to go into and break down. Anybody who's been supporting us for a while, they will know, all right? They'll know all about the bleed control campaign and why it's necessary, that it will be becoming law, but let's not wait for that law to come in because we're losing too many people dying, bleeding to death on the street, and that could stop, and that would stop, right? Angel saying parents need to attend more community meetings also to speak up. Now, this is something, right, a really valid point there. It's something that I've seen in action for many years, right? Okay, so we put on events, they're for the parents, right? It's about community safety, it's about how you take an active role, but hardly anyone turns up. Even on Zoom, right? We've been doing Zoom meetings, so you don't have to leave your house. But we're finding even that a struggle. In relation as well, Angel, to what you were saying to do with schools, right? So we're doing this parent carer champion training, right? We were part of 5 schools. So there was parents and carers from 5 different schools who were trained up with the object of going back to those 5 schools to arrange, like on parents' evening, we'll go and speak to parents, or they're going to send out a newsletter saying, that we're going to have a coffee morning and the parents so we can connect. Not one of those 5 schools did anything, right? What did happen is this fantastic headmaster from Walworth Academy, absolutely amazing guy, right? I think he was either deputy head or head, right? Amazing. He had us speaking, coming to see his parents. He wasn't even part of the 5 schools, right? He heard about what we were doing, and basically we just did all the talking to all his parents, right? And then he connected us with a primary school, right? I think it was Surrey Docks, and they were brilliant, right? The 5 schools, including my own daughter's secondary school, nothing, right? Now, I don't know how we get these schools to fix up, but it just seems like a lot of work. I think really we just have to go with who's going with it, and just go with that, because it's so much effort involved to explain to them, to try and say why it's so important, right? We haven't got time for that. We need to just go with the people that see what's going on. They know how, but we need, I'd say, so the people that do get it, we have to work together to share this, right? Because we're finding even people on big platforms, they're not sharing, they're not helping, they're just blanking what we're doing. Right, so just to break down the initiatives we've got, thank you all for staying with us today, all right? Really appreciate you. And thank you so much for all your input, okay? I'm so happy with this live today. I've learned a lot myself. There's a lot I can go forward and speak about. So thank you all very much, in particular my guests as well that joined me up on the live, Angel and Kels. So to go back just with our initiatives, right? So we've got the petition, which we're going to be amending along the way. All right. So if anyone thinks of things that need to be added to it, please get in touch. Please tell us. It's on change.org. I'm not sure if Crystalla put the link in, but if not, it's in our bio. We need more signatures. We need at least 250,000. All right. 250,000. We're on, I think, about 300. All right. But we can do it. All right. Every single thing on there is a life-saving initiative. All right. We're looking to get laws changed. We want a Cobra meeting. When we get that Cobra meeting, we want to know which laws, which areas specifically. We've got a lot together, but we haven't got everything together. All right. So we need to work together on that. Angel saying, I had people in TV positions say they don't want to get involved because it may ruin their position, but they ended up losing a child to the same. Oh my goodness. And this is the thing. So we've got all these big TV companies, all these big platforms, making it difficult for anyone to speak up. But the reality is knife crime, gun crime, violence to our youth can happen to anyone's children. It can happen anytime, anywhere. And this is what people need to take on board. But I'm saying people, the right people already know, okay? So I'm going to focus more on the people who already know. We're not really here to change people's, we've just got to go with the people who get this, who know what's going on, and build that army. Work together. Right, so we've got the petition, we've got the GoFundMe. All right, so although I'm working with the Daniel Baird Foundation, I've been working with them for many years. With the bleed control, it's a nationwide bleed control campaign. The kit will save lives. It does save lives. They should be a legal requirement for public buildings, but they're not. We're working on that. It will happen, right? It takes 6 to 7 minutes in London to get an ambulance if you're very lucky with a catastrophic bleed. You can bleed to death within 3 to 5 minutes. These kits are vital in saving lives. They need to be everywhere. London is particularly behind. So I have started a community GoFundMe for community bleed control cabinets. The thing about these cabinets and kits, they are the only kits that are authorised by the ambulance service, right? There's other kits out there. These kits are the only ones that can be logged with the ambulance service. They can only, people can be directed to them because they're on the only kits that are logged on the system. So this is backed up all round. We've got the same type of kit that's found on an ambulance, all right? So it's proper equipment. Big up to, the safety box. How are you doing? I'd love to get you up on the live, even though I did say I was locking off, but if you can't, don't worry. The safety box out here doing exceptional work. I was lucky enough to meet up with the main guy on last week at the VRU conference. But yeah, they do great work out here, out saving lives in the community. Right, so let me know if you want to come up, safety box, just request. But I'm just going to run through some of the initiatives. So I've just mentioned the petition that we've got. So please, right, get the link and please sign that. We've got the community bleed control campaign, right, for London communities. We're part of the nationwide campaign and we're doing exceptionally well nationwide. London, very behind. We need people. Start your own GoFundMes, get kits for your own areas or donate to R1 and we'll put them into your communities. So we've got that. And then also the make noise and knife crime. But we've had a bit of a break. We're going to be going back to that very, very soon. But in the meantime, people can send us videos of them making noise about the death of our young people on the streets, the knife crime, the gun crime, the fact our children are not protected from violence. And this again is like a protest on our doorstep because we want an emergency Cobra meeting. Right, so they are our initiatives. We support very many exceptional people across the UK. We'd love you. You know, check out our posts on the page, who we support, what they're doing, all right? They are doing life-saving work. A lot of them don't get any funding, so they need awareness about their campaigns. They need money. They need volunteers, all right? Check out the guests we've had on today as well. Angel Delite on here with SOS, right? See what you can do. Volunteer your time, you know, any of these life-saving initiatives, it's all going to make a difference. The more of us that are on board. Now, I'm going to lock this live off because my voice is definitely going. I feel like I'm going to have a mad coughing fit. I want to say thank you to everybody that's joined us today, all right? Bless you all. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your Sunday. I'm praying my hairdresser arrives today, so I might be able to see everyone a bit better. I look a bit better. Big up to Sam86 as well. Enough love to you, my darling. How you doing? Right, so anyone out there who's not already following us, let me just shout out the SOS page is at Angel SOS. I'm going to screenshot that myself. Underscore where 34. But don't worry, we will put that up as well. Going forward, I'm going to be pushing everything that you're doing, my darling. You're doing amazing. It makes me feel really good that, you know, you're out there doing what you're doing, but we're going to get you some more support, all right? That's what we do here at Let the Youth Live. We love to do that, right? Finding exceptional people doing life-saving work that we can, you know, push what you're doing. Okay, get you some more support. But I'm going to sign off, all right, now, before my voice does completely go. So if you're not already following us, please do so. All social platforms, right? So we're on Facebook, Instagram. We've got YouTube, TikTok, Let the Youth Live. We're going to be really pushing the TikTok very, very soon, all right? And what we're thinking, even do this yourself on your TikToks. If you're not, you know, Angel, you know, I don't know if you've got a TikTok. Let's start pushing out, right, what we're doing. Small clips of what we're saying, right? It's important what we're talking about. I mean, when I think about what we've said literally in the last year on these podcasts, right? So I'm going to go through them all and I'm going to start pushing that content because that's something I haven't done in the last year, and see who else we can get on board. Big up to Ratty the Sly as well and Chen's Super Fox. So please follow us on all platforms. We would love, right, on Apple Podcasts and Spotify, right? We've put these podcasts up, you know, everything we've spoken about. We would love you to listen to previous ones. You know, have a listen to some of the subjects because it's all been to do with keeping our youth alive. Okay, so we've covered a lot of different topics. They're all how we're going to get action, but we need you to please leave us a review, right? Please, we need to get, you know, what we're doing, where we're pushing in exceptional people. You know, this isn't about us, but we need to build up us to push more, get our messages out there, get what needs to be said out there, get the support that we need on the campaigns. And we're not talking just our campaigns, and you know, the people that we push, the people that we're supporting. Big up to my bros, Fresh Meds, big up, man. I'm so proud of you lot. You lot smashed it. The Lewisham Day, and I'm sorry I couldn't be there. Yeah, I've been so unwell. My daughter's very ill, but proud of you lot. Yeah, your community work, big up. All right, but yeah, I'm gonna lock this live now. All right, sending everyone lots of blessings, lots of love. All right, I'm looking forward to going forward with everyone. all right? But it's about making a change. We can do it. Together, we can most certainly do it, all right? And that includes system change, keeping our young people alive, right? We've got the solutions, but it's about getting those implemented. We're well on our way. But yes, this is DJ Sweetly. I'm out of the building now. Have a blessed rest of your Sunday, all right?